Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a totally practical, no-fluff battle plan for identifying, treating, and preventing one of the most persistent garden pests in Southern California, aphids. If you spent any time at all maintaining a garden or landscaping in San Diego, you know exactly how these tiny invaders can wreak havoc. But today, we're taking back control with a structured, step-by-step strategy based entirely on expert pest management data.
Here is our agenda for today. We're going to meet San Diego's tiny invaders, look at spotting and identifying them, talk about the true cost of inaction, explore your treatment arsenal, compare DIY versus professional costs, and wrap up with a proactive year-round prevention plan.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1. Meet San Diego's tiny invaders.
So San Diego's famously mild winters, they're amazing for us, but man, they are a massive advantage for these specific garden pests. Look closely at this. These guys are unbelievably small. We're talking just 1 to 3 millimeters long. They've got this distinct pear or teardrop shape, and the color kind of depends on their diet. Green ones love roses, black ones go after ornamentals. But here is the absolute dead giveaway. Look at their backs. See those two tiny tail-like tubes? Those are called cornicles. If it's tiny, pear-shaped, hangs out on stems, and has those two little exhaust pipes, you're absolutely dealing with an aphid.
And here's why they are such a huge headache. Hundreds. A single, solitary aphid can pump out literally hundreds of offspring in just a matter of weeks when the weather's warm. So what starts as just, a couple of harmless-looking bugs on your prized roses, that can explode into a full-blown infestation in days. You really don't have the luxury of just waiting around when you spot them.
Now, because of our mild Southern California climate, we have a very specific timeline to keep in mind. In colder places, winter just freezes them out. But here, our evergreens stay active, so the aphids basically never leave. You've got this absolutely crucial window for preventative treatment in late winter. Think January and February. If you miss that window, you're going to face their first massive population peak in the spring from March through May, and then brace yourself for a second wave in early fall.
Moving right along to Section 2, spotting and identifying aphids.
Since these populations blow up so fast, catching them early is it's everything. But let's ask the obvious question. How do you know for sure it's an aphid? I mean, there are a million bugs out there. How do you correctly ID the threat on your veggies or shrubs before you break out the bug spray?
Well, you want to look for these undeniable red flags. First off, aphids aren't really lone wolves. They cluster tightly together, usually hiding right on the stems or the undersides of nice, tender new leaves. But honestly, you might see the mess before you actually see the bugs. Keep an eye out for this clear, incredibly sticky liquid on the leaves. That's called honeydew. It's basically a sugar-rich waste they excrete. And what loves sugar? Ants. If you suddenly have ants marching up and down your plant stems, or even worse, you spot this ugly black sooty mold growing on those sticky leaves, those are major warning sirens. It is time to treat.
Which brings us to Section 3, the true cost of inaction.
So what actually happens if you just ignore those warning signs? Well, minute by minute, these pests are using their needle-like mouth parts to literally pierce your plants and suck the sap right out. It's draining their lifeblood. That leads to yellowing leaves, totally stunted growth, and serious wilting. But wait, it gets worse. Some of these guys act as vectors. They're basically flying dirty needles, actively spreading plant viruses around your garden, especially during that spring migration. If you're growing vegetables, ignoring this can wreck your yields in like 2 weeks flat. And for your ornamental plants, they might survive, but they're going to look totally stressed out and coated in gross, sticky waste.
Okay, let's fight back. Section 4, your treatment arsenal.
Once an infestation hits, you basically have two paths you can take. First up, we've got the organic options. Think of strong blast of water from the hose, insecticidal soaps, neem oil, or spinosad. These are awesome because they're much safer for beneficial insects and you don't need a hazmat suit to apply them. They work by disrupting the aphids' feeding or their cell walls on contact. The catch? They don't stop new ones from flying in, so you've got to be super diligent. We're talking repeat applications every 7 to 10 days, ideally in the evening so you don't burn the leaves. On the other side, you've got professional-grade chemical treatments, pyrethane-based sprays or neonicotinoid systemics. These are heavy hitters. They deliver fast results, usually in 24 to 48 hours, which is great for huge, out-of-control infestations, but they definitely come with higher risks. Systemics get absorbed by the plant itself, so you have to be incredibly careful not to harm vital pollinators like our bees. Oh, and a quick pro tip, whichever route you go, rotate your treatments so these bugs don't build up an immunity.
And hey, while we're on the topic of natural treatments, check out this wild stat. Bringing in natural predators is shockingly effective. A single, humble little ladybug, that tiny thing can devour 50 to 60 aphids every single day. So releasing beneficial bugs like ladybugs or lacewings is just a brilliant natural piece to add to your pest management puzzle.
Next up is Section 5, DIY versus professional costs.
Because time is money and replacing dead plants definitely isn't free, let's look at the actual financial realities here. Going the DIY route with organic sprays is super budget-friendly right out of the gate. You're looking at maybe $10 to $50 a treatment. But keep in mind, the hidden cost is your time. You've got to be out there monitoring and spraying every week. Hiring a pro? Well, that's a bigger hit to the wallet. It runs anywhere from $150 to $400 just for a single visit, or up to $800 for a quarterly maintenance plan. The upside is they wipe out massive infestations fast and do the monitoring for you. So it really boils down to a classic trade-off, your sweat equity versus paying for immediate peace of mind.
Finally, let's get to Section 6, Proactive Year-Round Prevention.
This is the holy grail, stopping the cycle before you even have to open your wallet or watch your plants wilt. If you want a thriving San Diego garden, you've got to make these 5 steps your mantra. Number 1, just spend 10 minutes a week checking the undersides of new leaves. Catching them early is quite literally everything. Number 2, and a lot of people miss this, avoid high nitrogen fertilizers in the spring. Too much nitrogen pushes out super soft, tender new growth, which is basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for aphids. Number 3, let the good bugs thrive. Lay off the broad-spectrum pesticides so your natural predators can do their jobs. Number 4, if you see just one branch getting hammered by aphids, clip it off and trash it. Don't even bother spraying the whole plant. And number 5, if a specific plant is just a constant year-after-year aphid magnet, cut your losses. Rip it out and plant a more resistant variety. Save yourself the headache.
So, what's the ultimate takeaway for your battle plan? Early action pays off big time. Think about it. A quick $30 investment in a bottle of organic neem oil right now catches the problem before it blows up. That is going to save you hundreds of dollars in dead plants and aggressive chemical treatments down the road. It's all about playing offense, not defense. I'm going to leave you with this final thought from our explainer today. Because we get to live in this beautiful, mild climate, the aphids here do not take a winter break. They are out there right now, just waiting for those temperatures to creep up. The data is clear, your battle plan is set. The only question left is, will your garden be ready to fight back when the spring explosion hits? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer. Stay vigilant out there, and happy gardening.